Welcome back to Titleholder Talks with Emily. I am so beyond excited to have you all with me on this episode today. Titleholder Talks with Emily is a podcast showcasing the stories and experiences of title holders across all pageant systems. Today, we have a very special guest joining us on the podcast. I am so excited to have her share all of her wonderful stories and experiences. See you when she joins. Hi, everyone. So we have a very special guest on the podcast here today. And Cassidy, if you want to introduce yourself, go right ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cassidy Lee, and I recently just had the opportunity of a lifetime to win Miss Virginia's Teen 2024. I am so incredibly excited for this opportunity.
Yay, that's so exciting. So excited to have you here on the podcast today and start interviewing the Miss America's Teen Class of 2025. So to jump right into things, I have some questions that I'm going to ask you here today. So first and foremost, how did you get your start into pageantry and in the Miss America opportunity?
Yes. So 10 years ago, I was a dancer, a competitive dancer, and every year we would put on annual benefit shows where all the proceeds would go to an organization called Operation Smile. And I fell in love with what this organization did and all about their mission of providing healthcare where it is needed most. And I wanted to find a unique way to further my passion for service. And a part of my dance studio, they also worked with the Miss Virginia organization. They said, hey, why don't you compete for Miss America and you can have your CSI be Operation Smile. And so then I competed in my very first local in 2021, my sophomore year of high school. And I was so excited. I had no idea that I was going to win. I had never done a pageant before. This was my first ever pageant. And so having that opportunity was just so exciting. And then I went to Miss Virginia. I placed in the top 10. And then I did the same thing the next year when a local went to Miss Virginia. And then I did it for my third year in a row and I won my local. And then I ended up winning Miss Virginia's Teen. And I love the Miss America organization more and more with each pageant.
That is so great. I love hearing the success stories come out of the Miss America opportunity and all pageant systems in general. But to see that, you were working for this title for so long and you finally were able to accomplish that dream it's just so wonderful to hear. So kudos to you for, finally getting a third time's the charm.
Thank you so much. Yes, I'm a firm believer in that, once you have this dream, it's planted in your heart for a reason and just to keep going no matter what.
For sure, and I can totally attest to that as somebody that, it took multiple times to win my title. So, yep, totally agree. So you mentioned your CSI in the last question. So talk to us a little bit about your community service initiative. Tell us what it is, how you started it, and then why you wanted to continue to go along with it.
Well, I could talk to you for hours about Operation Smile. So I have been working with them for about 8 years now. For anyone who is not particularly knowledgeable, they are a global nonprofit that travels around to low resource environments, providing children and individuals born with cleft conditions free and life-changing surgery. They also provide a variety of care, including, psychosocial care, dentistry, orthodontics, nutrition, all of the wonderful elements of healthcare. And their mission to providing care where it is needed most is something that is so dear to my heart. I remember falling in love with them by watching a video, an infomercial. And these children, they're our age, but unfortunately, they don't have the resources that we're so fortunate to have here in America. And so when I first started working with them, I started out very small and I did a club at my high school and we began doing fundraisers. And then I grew in the organization. I'm so honored to be a student ambassador for them. And then 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to attend a surgical program with them in South America. And this trip was the most incredible 2 weeks of my entire life. It was so eye-opening and life-changing to, witness the stories that you've read about for years firsthand, from playing with patients to assisting medical staff. It just truly was the most beautiful experience. I even got to observe a 3-hour surgery in an operating room of my favorite little patient. And those kids are truly the inspiration behind everything I do. They are my why, and they will always be my why because I'm just so fortunate to have an inspiration that pushes me to become both a better title holder and a person overall.
That is so sweet and such great memories and stories to go along with it. I know that within the Miss USA and Miss Teen USA organization and program, they work a lot with, I think Smile Train it's called, so
Mhm.
cleft awareness. So it's awesome to see that somebody is bringing that awareness and into the Miss America opportunity.
Yeah, I have never worked with Smile Train. I've heard they're another great organization as well. But Operation Smile, I have just been so fortunate to grow up in this organization and fall in love with what they do in their work.
For sure. And that's always awesome to see that, you not only love what you do, but that makes you so passionate about it and helps you to kind of further that community service initiative during your year as Miss Virginia's teen. So great job. You're doing a great job already. So
Thank you so much. Yes, one of the most things that I'm excited about during my year as Miss Virginia is to be able to further this community service platform. I will always be in Virginia because I'm a rising college freshman at the University of Alabama. And so I'm really, really excited to bring this organization to not one, but two states and hopefully get to work with kids all across campus and with the Collegiate Operation Smile Club there.
absolutely. And hey, who knows, come January or whenever America's teen is, you might be able to go and make that countrywide and maybe travel even
Wow.
across the world, go back to South America and, you know,
That would be a dream come true.
well, to kind of push more into the fun questions and the exciting questions, what was your favorite memory that you made at your state competition this past year?
This year, I really loved the sisterhood element. I've been so fortunate to make so many friends, throughout my time as a title holder in the last 2 years. But this year, there was such a wonderful system of support from our class and the wonderful girls that I had the opportunity to compete with. Whether it was fixing each other's hair in the dressing room or holding each other's hands during crowning, it was just all the little fun memories just made the week so extra special. And I'm so thankful that I had the opportunity to share this week with them.
Yes, the sisterhood, I know not only myself can attest to this, but all the other girls that have, been a part of this legacy so far. The his sisterhood, excuse me, is the most exciting and wonderful part of not only state competition week or local competition week, but also like when you get to nationals, it's just now you're going to have 51 other girls besides yourself because Miss Puerto Rico's teen is being crowned this weekend, which is so exciting and incredible. But it's just, I'm so glad that the Miss America opportunity kind of officially added sisterhood as like a point of the crown or as like a fifth pillar because it is so vital to the Miss America opportunity and this organization. So it's great to have so many sisterhood memories.
Grew up as an only child, and so having not only like the sisters of the class, but of my miss, and then all now the 51 state sisters, it's so incredibly wonderful. And especially going to the University of Alabama, I've truly seen the Miss America sisterhood as so many MAO girls are there. It's been so wonderful. I even actually had Riley Dooley, a former Miss Michigan's teen, give me a tour of Alabama last year when I was there. And so it's so special to have those moments and just see that it's everywhere. It's not just in your state, but this is a nationwide bond of friendships with girls from all over. And it's so wonderful.
Absolutely, I 110% agree. So to keep on with, the favorites and kind of talk about sisterhood a little bit more, what is your favorite point of the crown or pillar in the Miss America opportunity and why?
For years, my answer to this was service. And so of course, volunteering with Operation Smile is my biggest passion and greatest joy of my heart. But as a rising college freshman, I have really loved the scholarship element of the Miss America crown. When you're a kid, you don't kind of realize how much college costs. And then once you start getting those numbers, it's like, wow. And so being able to now go to the University of Alabama, my dream school, on a full presidential scholarship because of the Miss America organization is absolutely incredible. This has been such a blessing to me and my family. And something during my year, as I've, seen how it can change my life, I want to help make that same opportunity for other girls. So something that is really important to me during my year is, showing girls how they can get a great education and further their, career plans because of the Miss America opportunity by whether that's encouraging them to compete in a local, or, doing fundraisers that then give back money to the organization to provide scholarships.
Absolutely. And again, I agree, the whole basis on why I started competing in Miss Connecticut's teen and the Miss America opportunity was because I was a junior in high school the first year that I competed. And I was like, I'm going in. I'm going to college soon. I need scholarship money to, help me pay my tuition and everything. And I was able to gain 2,800, almost $3,000, in my 3-ish years competing. So the scholarship is always really helpful, and I'm very excited to see that, not only you, but a whole bunch of other girls within the Miss America opportunity are really focused on trying to raise those scholarship amounts at the next year's local, state, and national competitions, and also try to get so many more girls involved to help them to pay for college. So that was something that
Absolutely.
yes, that was something that I really wanted to focus on during my year too. And I was able to donate around $500, $600 to pay for the new Miss Connecticut scene, her crown. So that
It's
was,
amazing. That's so
yeah,
special.
it definitely was. And hopefully, within the next couple of years, I'm able to donate some money for like a forever scholarship or something like that. So,
Yeah.
yes, of course. So, keeping on with the favorites again, what is your favorite phase of competition and why is that your favorite phase?
Oh, I absolutely adore interview. Although it can be a bit nerve-wracking, this is usually your first impression. There's a lot riding as it's one of the largest elements of the scoring. I personally love getting to share my heart with the judges. I find it so wonderful that we have this opportunity to be able to just share who we are, share what is our why, and then share our marketing plans for the organization. This year, I really was so proud of after my interview because I really felt I showed who I am as a person, and I really felt that I was my authentic self during those 10 minutes. And so I was so excited that I got to connect with them one-on-one and just share about who I am and what I hope to do to make Virginia proud.
For sure. And I know a lot of people in this organization and the Miss America opportunity really have started in recent years to love interview. Obviously
Yes.
for somebody like me and other girls who have anxiety, it definitely is nerve-wracking. But like you mentioned, it's time to get one-on-one time to speak with the judges and have them really get to know the real you as opposed to just seeing you maybe walk on stage or talk for 30 seconds or walk in a gown or anything like that. It's such a special element of competition, and I'm glad that, the Miss America opportunity was able to start that in 1921 and, bring it across for the 100 plus years that they've had it, but also, other pageant systems have been able to take from that and learn from that and kind of branch it off because interview is just it's such a great way to get to, excuse me, know the judges.
Also, during your interview, it's not just those 10 minutes. The skills you gain in, interviewing and public speaking go so far beyond, the training for those 10 minutes. I've been able to have so many wonderful opportunities in public speaking, like speaking at my graduation or Operation Smile conferences, because of the wonderful skills that I've gained in the Miss America organization. And just to have those tools and be able to grow as a person because of this opportunity is just so wonderful. And that's why I encourage so many girls to get involved.
I 100% agree with you. So, what have you been able to accomplish so far as Miss Virginia's Teen 2024? I know that you were only crowned a few weeks ago, so there's been a lot going on. You've been very busy. So, what have you been really able to do and accomplish with your title so far?
Yeah, so it has been just under 3 weeks since I've crowned. The 3 weeks already have been such a dream. It still doesn't feel real sometimes. I put on the sash and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is real life. What I've been really doing is working to further my community service initiative. I have a cleft awareness podcast called Every Smile Has a Story, which is a very large part of what I do to advocate for cleft charities and educate people on what cleft conditions are. And so I've been able to produce 2 episodes of that podcast. I am flying to Atlanta, Georgia in just a couple days. July is National Cranio and Cleft Facial Awareness Month. And so I will be attending an international student leadership conference with Operation Smile and furthering my education on what the organization is and growing my leadership skills. And today, at like midnight, I'm actually going to New York City to look at Miss America gowns. And so it has been a whirlwind of a couple weeks, but I've also just been a normal teenager I have a job, preparing for college. I've been, packing and getting things ready. And so I think that's also an important part of being a title holder is sharing that, you're also still a kid. So I've been hanging out with some friends, seeing them before I leave, getting all the dorm stuff ready, preparing for Alabama Rush, which I am so excited about. I am truly counting down the days to that. I can't wait to find my forever home. And so all that fun stuff has been wrapped up in 3 weeks, and I can't wait for the exciting few weeks that's next to come.
For sure. And I can attest to this. I know a lot of girls in my class can also, the beginning of college is really crazy as I'm going into my sophomore year, upcoming going into my sophomore year of college. It's just so exciting, the beginning of the school year and everything like that, especially when you're starting a new journey like this, while also having just started another new journey as a title holder, as a state
Yes.
title holder. So it's so special. But speaking of special, like going to the Giovanni showroom to pick out your Miss America teen gown, that was one of the most exciting and truly special parts of my year because like just going there and seeing all the gowns and looking at yourself in the mirror in that gown, your Miss America scene gown, like right away. And it's just I'm so excited for you. And I'm so excited that especially when you were talking about furthering your CSI, within the last 3 weeks, going to education and educating yourself helps to really educate more people. And I know specifically with my community service initiative, Alzheimer's awareness, the key pillar for me was, educating people on the disease and how it affects patients and their caretakers. And you can't help to educate people without, educating yourself and getting all the facts. So I really love all that you're doing and all that you have done so far. And I'm excited to continue to see what
Thank
you do as Miss Virginia's teen.
you. Thank you so much. Yes, I completely agree. Education for yourself is just such a key foundation to have. And so I'm so grateful that I have these opportunities to be able to get to do that.
For sure. So I know you mentioned, college and schooling a little bit in a couple of your previous answers. So tell us what you are planning to do with the scholarship dollars that you have earned so far in the Miss America opportunity. Again, I know you talked a little bit about Alabama, but what you're planning to do at Alabama, and then if you have any plans, post grad or anything like that, tell us what you're planning to do with those scholarship dollars.
Yeah, so I actually knew that I was going to the University of Alabama before winning Miss Virginia's teen. I actually committed in October, so a long time ago. I just always have loved this school since the minute that I toured, and I just knew that this was the home and the place for me. And of course, the scholarship element, if I were to win Miss Virginia, would be incredible. And so I'm so fortunate to be able to have that. I'm a news media major and a minor in political science, so I am hoping to be a news anchor. I have always loved sharing stories and helping to keep people educated on what's happening in our society. And so I'm hoping to become a news anchor for CNN one day. It's going to take a while. I have to move up the ladder, but that is a dream of mine. And so I'm really looking forward to building all of those connections and networking and hopefully doing some internships while I'm at Bama before I graduate and then being able to pursue that career. I will be on the track to get an accelerated master's degree. So I will be at Alabama for 5 years, getting my master's degree in 5 instead of 6, which is such a cool opportunity that they have. And I'm really just excited to be able to start learning what I love. In high school, you learn so much stuff and it's wonderful. But once you're in college, you really get to dive into what you're passionate about. And so I'm so excited about that. Alabama's a new state for me. I've only been twice. And so I'm really excited to just meet all the wonderful people there. Hopefully I am rushing. So I'm hoping that I end up at my forever home full with a sweet sisterhood. And so I can't wait to join a sorority and just be involved in really the campus. I hope to do a lot at the University of Alabama, like work with Operation Smile, but also a ton of other things. Like I want to be a tour guide for them and, work with all the Miss America girls to do a bunch of stuff. So I'm extremely excited. It's a whirlwind. It's crazy. It's in like 3 weeks, but I'm so excited.
Well, your excitement is definitely contagious, but I actually am a communication sports journalism major, so we have very similar majors in what we want to do. I want to be a sports broadcaster someday. So, we're
I love
very
that.
in very similar tracks to go.
Maybe we'll get to work together one day.
Maybe that's so cool. See, the sisterhood is It's spread,
Exactly. It's everywhere.
it's everywhere. It's spread everywhere. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe one of your Miss Virginia's teen sisters, Emily Kinsey, she just graduated from Alabama, but and I believe she did the accelerated master's program as well.
Yes. So it's so funny. So Emily and I actually met 2 years ago, my first year at Miss Virginia. And, I kind of seen her social media and we began talking. And she's one of the reasons that I fell in love with the University of Alabama because I began, seeing all her posts and just getting so excited about like the wonderful time that she was having at Alabama. And so it was so wonderful to see her. She actually competed at the local that I was giving up my title for. So I actually got to crown her, and so that was such a full circle moment. It was so wonderful to be sisters times two, now Miss Virginia and Alabama sisters.
Absolutely. And I've also been following her for a while because one of my friends that was Miss Connecticut's outstanding teen then was her sister queen at Nationals. So I've been following her and Camille Cathy, who's the new Miss Arkansas, and
Yes.
all of the other girls that are in their class. It's just been so awesome to kind of follow their journeys. But now you have somebody not only to have that sisterhood with times two, but somebody to get advice from when you're doing the accelerated master's program.
Yes. And she was also a former Miss Virginia's teen. She was on the scholarship to Alabama. And so, she's been so sweet with questions and helping me, just navigate this journey right off the bat.
That is so sweet. Again, gotta love the sisterhood.
The sisterhood.
So the big question, the big topic for you and the rest of your class is, Miss America's teen. It's coming up, granted, you still do have a little bit of time depending on what it is, but you will be finding out after this weekend, after Miss Puerto Rico and Miss Puerto Rico's teen, where it is, when it is, and everything like that. But talk to us a little bit about what are you most looking forward to going into Miss America's teen. It can be any fun events, activities, rehearsals, even just meeting the girls, competition, anything. What are you most looking forward going into the Miss America's teen competition?
I remember my first thought when they called my name as the winner for Miss Virginia was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to Miss America's teen, like the opportunity of a lifetime. Because, when you're a little girl, you watch the TV and you watch Miss America and you're like, oh, like I wish I could do that one day. But then when you're actually doing it as a teenager, it is just the most heartwarming and like gratifying experience. I am just so incredibly grateful for this opportunity. And I can't even decide what I'm most excited about. I just want to soak up and enjoy every minute. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And so whether it's the early mornings with hair and makeup and rehearsals or the late night prelims with all the girls, I am just looking forward to every single minute. And I just hope to make Virginia proud.
I'm sure you will, and I'm sure Virginia will be proud of you no matter what you do, no matter how you do. But,
Thank you.
of course, one of the most funny and also kind of special moments that we had at Miss America's Teen, again, mentioning the sisterhood, so I'm sure you're going to experience lots of those moments during Miss America's Teen Week. Well, the night of teen prelims, there was a tornado that was passing through near Orlando, and it was passing through. So there was a tornado warning that was going off on everybody's phones. It delayed prelims like 45 minutes to an hour. So we were just like sitting on the stage, like talking, like literally sitting on the stage. The curtain was down. We were talking and we got to pray. Like it was just so special to have a moment like that. So when you mentioned late night prelims, I was like, ours was really late
It
night prelim
was
because
definitely a late night prelim.
yes, so I'm excited for not only you, but all the girls in your class to really experience that and soak it all in. That is what Robin Fleming, our new CEO, told my class and the Miss America class last year at orientation. She was like, just soak every single moment in because it's going to go by so incredibly fast. You only get a certain amount of time, a couple days to like a week, and then it's over. So you want to take in every moment, really soak it all in before it's over and have the best time because it's so awesome.
Absolutely. I can't not wait for this opportunity.
I can't wait for you guys. And actually, I'm hoping to be able to come to Miss America's
Oh
team.
my goodness, that would be so fun. I would love to meet you.
Yes, I would love to come and kind of as a forever get to experience that week as like a forever, but also just come and cheer you guys on and also meet you guys because I know a lot of the girls in your class already. I'm friends with a lot of them and I was able to meet, I know especially like Kira Bixler, Miss California's teen 2024. She came to Miss America's teen last year as a local title holder and I got to meet her and everything like that. So I think it would just be really special and I think it also would help you guys to kind of like relax during that week is if you were
Yes,
to see a familiar
absolutely.
face.
Have someone
So,
who's done this before, knows the ropes.
absolutely. So that brings us to our last question of this little chat that we're having.
Yes.
What advice would you give to any girls who are preparing for their state competitions or right now it's local competition season is starting? So what advice would you give to any girls who are preparing for their state or local competitions that are coming up soon?
Oh, I love this question. Okay, so it's gonna sound cheesy and a little bit cliche, but you have to be yourself. Don't try to fit yourself into this mold of what you think, a state title holder should be like. Of course, admire the girls who were the teens before you, look at their outstanding legacies, but then decide what you're going to do as a state title holder. How are you specifically going to make a unique impact? Don't try to, be somebody else because you're already so amazing and everyone on that stage deserves to be there. You were all picked for a reason. And at the end of the day, like I'm a very faithful person. And so if it is God's plan and all his timing, it will happen. Keep pushing because that dream was planted in your heart for a reason. And if you have a purpose, if you have a passion, you're always winning because you're doing what you love.
I would 100% agree with that. Whenever anybody asks me for advice, especially now as a forever, I always tell people the first thing I say is, be yourself and be confident in who you are. That's always the first thing I say because it's so important, especially going back to what we were able to talk about a little bit before in the interview room. Being yourself and showing the judges who you are is so vital to them getting to know you and seeing who you truly are, as opposed to just a couple of minutes on stage for all of the other phases of competition. Being yourself is truly what's going to set you apart from the other candidates. And, there's only one you. So
Absolutely. Well, Emily, I cannot thank you enough for having me on this podcast. It's so fun. I love connecting with other podcasters, and what you're doing to, just share about Miss America is truly incredible. And you're an outstanding former title holder and person. And so I'm so excited to get to know you.
oh, thank you so much. I had so much fun getting to talk to you, and thank you for agreeing to, come on and chat with me. I love
Of
getting to share
course.
the stories of not only, I started off with girls that were in my Miss America's teen class, but now I get to share the stories of your Miss America's teen class and the Miss America class that's going in, and also some forevers, but also now I get to expand my reach to other organizations like the Miss Volunteer America organization or Miss USA or Princess of America. There's so many other different organizations and so many title holders that really want to help and get their stories out. And I'm excited to be able to do that. So thank you so much for your kind words and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed getting to hear all of the different stories that Cassidy was able to share with us today because I know I did. This podcast will be going live on Spotify and YouTube at Titleholder Talks with Emily, and I will be sharing clips from this episode, previous episodes, and future episodes on my Instagram at Titleholder Talks with Emily. See you in the next one.